Welcome back to Atlantic Chase, and here we are at the end of the tutorials, and we're going to add the final piece of the puzzle, and that is how to resolve battles. Okay, not much more else to say, so let's get straight into this tutorial, which is called Breakback. October 1939, while attempting to test the North Sea blockade, Admiral Marshall here has just been confronted by an armed merchant cruiser, the Rawalpindi. Here. No doubt its captain has signaled the home fleet. So now Marshall is keen to return his two battle cruisers to Wilhelmshaven. Yeah. His standing orders to avoid engagement with equal or superior force. Okay. Well, let's talk about that superior force. We set up British ships here, and it's these two that are the killers. This is where the ship where Admiral Forbes is on, the Nelson, the battleship, and there's also a battleship Rodney here, along with the cruiser the Dorsetshire. Over here is the battleship Warspite. These other ones are cruisers. The bot that runs the British, we're going to play the Germans, of course. These are actually just kind of foils to keep us kind of boxed in. When we roll on the action table, it's usually going to be these two that are doing the action. And I need to sneeze, hold on. There, just edited it out. So, where are we at? We have them here. Our goal is to return to port before getting sunk. Any special rules here? The weather starts out bad. The British actually have the initiative. And actually it's a little different because this scenario starts with us engaged in battle. We're going to go over to the battle board here in a second. Any other rules here? Limited fuel. We can only complete here or here. I mean, I don't know where else I would complete. The Norway ports are neutral. Other than that, I think we are ready. I apologize, I got a bit of a glare here. Nope, I don't think there's much I can do about that. Anyway, so we start off battle ready to do a couple rounds of battles, and it's what's going to happen is a couple rounds of battles, maybe. Kind of doubt it. I think we're going to hit them in the first shot here, but in bad weather, a battle will last at most 2 rounds. If it's good weather, it could go 3. And if you do the advanced rules, there's option for 4, which I haven't really gotten into. I'm going to hold off on that until I see how just the regular game plays. Anyway, when you start a battle, you get from the engage action. A normal engage action, that is, you're going to set up the opposition and yourself in the far boxes. And this is the range the relative range between you and the enemy. Over here, I forgot to mention, we have Marshall on the Gneiso and the Scharnhorst. The Scharnhorst. Okay. Now, this is here. This is the merchant cruiser. They're using a destroyer squadron to kind of stand in for it. And the rules say that it only takes 1 hit before it's sunk. Now, I do need to mention that sometimes when you're doing engage and you roll well enough, you can come up with surprise. So if we had surprised this ship, although they did the engaging, so they wouldn't have got it. But anyway, let's pretend we did an engagement somewhere and the Germans surprised. They would still set up in the far box, but they could say that they could put them in the near box. Now, we do this battles in 4 stages. There's 4 stages of the battle round. Let's go here. Gunnery. This is when we shoot each other. Torpedo. Cruisers with torpedo capability that are in the close box over here can fire. Maneuver, we can change our range to relative to each other. And finally, breakaway, if we don't want to stick around for the battle, we can try to escape. It's not automatic, though. You have to roll to do that. Okay, let's see. Let's get you back in the frame here. Like so. That'll do for now. Yeah. This is a different camera angle for me, so I apologize if it's not that as good as before. Okay, so what's going to happen is gunnery, and we're going to each ship is going to take a shot at the other. The thing is, in a normal battle, any results of the shooting of the gunnery is simultaneous. So if I hit him, he still has a chance to fire back. However, I need to point this out, and we need to talk about range bonuses for the gunnery. So if we take the Scharnhorst and look at it, we see these two numbers up here, 3/2. The 3 is the bonus if they're shooting at close, or is it called? It's called short. Short or point blank range. You get a +3 bonus. The /2 is for long and extreme ranges. This is extreme range. If the ship was here, that would be long range. If he was here, that would be short range. And if he was here and he was here, they would be point blank range to each other. And that's how range works. So let's bring up Das Dice Boot. And we're going to roll on here. Let's look at some modifiers. Here. See if we can bring that in. Like so. Here are our modifiers for the gunnery. This target here is slow. That'll yield a +1 for the Germans. If we were making smoke, it'd be -1. There's a rule for making smoke. And the attacker's gun value, which is what we just talked about. The Gneisenau and the Scharnhorst both have +2, so that would be +2. So with that and with that, we're going to end up with a +3 shot on here. Let me go back. There we are. So start with the Gneisenau, which I believe I am pronouncing correctly. I've watched a propaganda film where he talks about it. So, +3. 7. And if we come to our torpedo, here, let me just... Here's our gunnery table. Roll the 7. +3 is 10. Falls in that range. We score a hit. I'm playing in the closet here. I want to make sure I don't get my wife's shoes in the shot here. Anyway, we scored a hit. Now, I'll apply a hit here. I got a little hit marker here. So we've hit him. And here's the problem. Now, I said before, we shoot simultaneously. So theoretically, he should get a shot. However, you'll see his extreme rate, he has an NA. Not applicable. He cannot fire. So, we don't even need to check for the other ship. This ship is sunk. And away you go. Now we're back to the operational map. And this was the task force, and of course there's no ships in that task force anymore. It comes off the board. Now, when a battle ends, if there were survivors, both task forces would get a contact marker. The other one's gone, but we as the Germans, even though we won, we have a contact marker on us now. And after a battle, we vie for initiative. No modifiers for anyone. the British are going to retain the initiative. And because Germans lost the initiative, they do go up 1 here. Now, here's the thing here. The British engaged that battle, and even though the scenario doesn't mention it anywhere, because if the British engage that battle, that means that they had the initiative, and now that they still have the initiative, that means we do not roll for weather. Just in case you're going through this tutorial and sitting there wondering, well, wait a minute, who's really got the initiative here? It's implied by where it says the Rawalpindi, the ship that we just battled and sunk, has just successfully engaged the German task force. So that implies that they used an engage action. That meant that they had the initiative. That means now that they still have the initiative, we don't roll to see if the weather has changed. Hope that makes sense. So now we need to see what the British will do. So roll a dice and look at our little bot chart. Bad weather. 2 means another attempt at an engage action. Well, we can't engage because no one's in the hex there. So this thing, the bot tells us, British perform an engage action, select the German task force as the target. The active task force will be the British task force with Forbes in it, i.e. that one, or the Warspite, that one, whichever is closer. Well, that would be that one, and that's probably the one we want to use anyway, because that's got all 2 battleships against 2 battle cruisers. Oh, we got to, yeah. I think the odds are better on that one. So, we're not there, so we're going to do a little short trajectory action first. Like so. And here. Now, of course, have you been paying attention? All these tutorials? What happens when we put a trajectory into a hex with enemy hex with a station? We put an intel marker there. All right. So British now declare an engage action. The problem with this is the Germans do get a chance to interrupt because they have an intel marker. Roll 2 die, no modifiers. Oh, that one went flying off, but it is a 1, in fact a 1. And a 3 on the intel box here. Here, let's go ahead and show it just for reference. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. I dropped my phone and I dropped it all over the tokens. I had to re-put everything up here. We rolled a 3 on the interruption table, and there's only 1 intel marker. Where are we? Okay, there we go. No modifier at all. Okay, no real serious interruption there. So we continue with the engage action. Oh, here's where we can, I wonder if I kind of, can we coordinate? No, we cannot. I was thinking maybe some air support, but remember the air from here. But the weather is bad, we can't do it. So it's going to be a straight trajectory roll. 1, 2 pieces. 2 plus 0 will equal 2. And no modifiers as far as I can tell. Oh, wait a minute. Contact marker. Contact marker. It is a fast fleet. And that means there's no air support. There's a contact marker. It's +2 to our roll. Nobody has evasive maneuvers. There's no coordination. So, +2 to the die roll. Seven, 8, 9. Engage. Let me show you. There we go. Trajectory total of 2. The result was 7 plus 2 was equal 9. And the result is closing. Now let's see what that is. Closing in. If active TF is faster than the target, treat this as a battle. If not faster, treat it as contact. I do believe, yes. No. These guys are slow. They're fast. This is just going to be contact, which is going to basically be nothing because we already have a contact marker on there. The British will perform time lapse. And the bot tells us to remove the ones furthest from the station or trajectory. Whoops, just kicked the board over, sorry. If I was doing it, I'd almost invoke the intel limit. No, I wouldn't. No, I actually probably wouldn't. I don't know what I'd do. But according to the bot, I think we're going to just do that. That's time lapse, but they don't give up the initiative. We're going to have to vie for it. From before, the Germans were not able to capture it last time. So they have a little bonus of +1 to the vie. Tie ball game, but we got +1 to the Germans. They're going to take the initiative back. So, check for weather. We lose our bonus now for the initiative. Weather stays the same. It's still bad. Okay, we're the Germans, so we can do what we want. We don't have to do what a bot tells us. And, technically, I'm just supposed to escape. I almost want to go over to the Warspite and just thump it. But I think we're going to go ahead and set up our trajectory as part of an exit program. Now, the contact marker stays, even though we turn into a trajectory. That's an important distinction there. We do not get an intel marker because that's only a trajectory. If this was a station, that would be different, but it's not the case. Here we go here. Now, who do I want to mess with now? If I go here, I'll get intel. If I go here, I'll get intel. So one or the other. I kind of want to be out of airstrike range. I don't want this. I hope the weather stays bad to keep all the planes, because airstrikes just rip your head off. So we're going to go here. We'll take intel marker there. Now we're going to scooch over. These are our mines, so they're not going to bother us. And there we go. Wilhelmshaven, I think. Anyway. Did I want to do anything else, really? I don't think I do. I think I just want to do that and... Oh, my. Oh, no, I have an intel marker. I thought I could complete. I cannot complete. So I'm going to do a time lapse with a fast fleet. Is 4 segments. Now, I do believe that if I can remove them, I have to remove them. So I can't just be like, oh, I'll just take these 2 and be done. Nope, I can't do that. I can't invoke intel marker because that will poke a hole in the trajectory, and we can't do that either. I think I have to pull 1, 2, like so. If I'm wrong, somebody please correct me, but I think that's how the rule goes. Okay. So I just did time, because I was passing. I'm passing, time-lapsing, and now it is the British turn. They're going to check the weather. It changes to good. I don't like that. That means air support is on the table for the British, and that could be trouble. What are the British going to do? 5 on the good weather table is another engage action. Okay, that's going to bring... We're going to use the Nelson in this task force here. as the bot instructs us to do. We're going to have to trajectory over there, like so. No intel marker because of he's just a trajectory there. Now he doesn't have, but he does have. Wait a minute, he has an intel marker. The Germans, we do, I guess is what we say. If the Germans do not have a task station, force station, then British perform a signals action and then the engage action if they still have the initiative. Yes, we can in fact do a signals action. Question is, would we have done that first before trajectorying? I don't think so. I think we would have made the trajectory first and then done the signals action. So I think we'll do that. Okay. Signals action here. Boom. And now, I do believe, well, we time lapse. First, the British will time lapse. And here's one where I'm pretty sure they would invoke the intel limit and do that. Then the Germans have a chance to seize the initiative. Need an eye. 8. Didn't do it. They get a bonus to the next one, if there is a next one. Now this leaves the British available to do an engage action. And we have a lot of possibilities for coordinating. Let me think about it for a second. That intel limit was very handy because now the British are not going to get, and the Germans are not going to get an interruption attempt there. So British are going to do an engage action. They cannot be interrupted. So this is all going to go to plan. And I can do all these modifiers, right? Engage, yes. This is going to be an engage action, and we're going to start not just, okay, let me get my little markers out and keep this all straight. Here's our active force, our active task force. I don't know, it should be TF, not AT, not F. I think we will use coordinating task force right there. And we can launch from Scapa Flow and bring in air support. Now, can the Germans bring in anything? One thing they could, yeah, they can. It's good weather. I might as well throw in everything we got. Okay, now let's add all that up. So, trajectory total number is going to be 2. We're going to have a whole bunch of modifiers to that. Let's see if we can keep track of them. So, there's no contact markers. Air support from Scapa Flow would yield a +2 for the British. Their coordinating task force here in good weather would yield another +2. That is it, I do believe. Okay, the Germans are 1, 2 spaces out. Oh, that doesn't do anything. That's not an adjacent hex, so that's going to be 0. That wasn't even worth it. All right, so +4 to the engagement roll. 4, i.e. an 8, on the engagement in the 2 battle column. It gives us the red eye. What's the red eye? I forgot what the red eye is. Red eye, red eye. Red eyes, red eyes. A skirmish. Same as contact, but if the active TF is faster than the target, it isn't. The active player may initiate a limited battle. Player ships start in their respective far zones. Play 1 round of battle only. We are not faster. Nuts. Okay, so that will put a contact marker on them. I guess I shouldn't say nuts because we're the Germans, but I want to see a battle. I want to see a big battle with ships and blowing up and stuff like that. Okay. Bloodthirsty. Okay. All right, after an engagement, we just did the engagement action here. Time lapse all designated TFs. That would be anybody. That would be him too, but he doesn't. Time lapse wouldn't mean anything to a station. To us, go ahead and invoke it. And there we are. There they are. Whose side are we on? That's the problem with playing solitaire. And, of course, after you do that, we engage and we vie for initiative with a +1 to the Germans from their last time they failed. The Germans get it. They take the initiative. They check the weather. Weather stays good. Okay, well, we're inching our way to our port. So, there we go. Like so. Oops, don't forget. Intel. So, we cannot complete. Not this time. Not this time. And I mean, I could try to engage and get a battle going here, but I think we'll stay to the spirit of the thing. We sunk somebody, now we're trying to hit and run and get out of here. Because if we get stuck with all these guys, I think we're going to get our heads shot off. So, we're going to invoke Intel Limit with a fast fleet. Lets you do 2. 1, 2. So, that was our pass. We pass to the British. The British roll for weather. Weather stays good. And now, what will they do? One, in good weather, airstrike. Nope, that doesn't go there. Neither do these go over here. Okay, so let's pick a launching spot. Probably right there. It's adjacent. And it's always good to just show your work. Okay, this time I think having them coordinate actually will. Nope, need the launch. And I'm not sure how you mark that's coordinate air support. I don't know how you do that. I don't think I have an air support counter, but we'll just remember it. It's coming from here. Yeah, I think it will contribute here just a little because no contact. Air support is 1 hex away, which makes it +2 for the British. Air support, which is adjacent for me, will be actually -1. So the British are at +1 for their airstrike. There's no other coordination, so here goes their airstrike. 7 or an 8, actually an 8. Trajectory total is 1. That is contact And a hit on a slow ship. They are not slow ships, so they're going to dodge the hit, but they are going to take a contact marker. Like so. After an airstrike, there is time lapse. Nope, that won't happen because we're not. We are going to vie for initiative. No modifiers to anyone. British retain initiative. So that's a bonus of 1 for the Germans for the next time. What are the British going to do? Better come up with something because they're getting away, and it's another airstrike. Same thing. Nothing has changed. It was +1 to the die. Yeah, that's not even gonna... Yeah, it's gonna miss. Straight up. Now we have vie for initiative again. Aha, so it will switch hands. They have a bonus. We check the weather. Stays good. And here we are as the Germans. And we can complete. And as well we should. Or wait a minute. Let me think. Because what I could do is pass, turn into a station. That would give the British the initiative again. But when I get the initiative again, I can just jump into the port box, and then they can't do anything to me. What to do? Let's just try complete, just give the British kind of a little bit of it. Well, I don't know. Let's just try complete. Okay, we don't have intel on me. British attempt to seize initiative. They do not. So we are going to complete. We have made it into Wilhelmshaven, or however you pronounce it. And we managed to sink their ship and get away with it. All right. Completion action. Admiral Raeder is eager to receive Marshall's full report. The German ship was sunk. Oh, wait a minute. It wasn't. Let's see. Okay, if none were sunk or damaged, and a British destroyer was damaged or sunk, he recommends Marshall for commendation. All right. So that is the end of all the tutorials. I kind of wish we kind of got in the big battle with the Forbes. I just set it up and just roll the dice. Well, if you go into the tutorial book, it actually does have a very long example that does have that big battle in there that you can follow along with. And it's interesting. Now, what happens now? We've gone through all the tutorials. Well, I think it's time to go to some of these solitaire scenarios. And I think I'm going to do that. Now, I've been pumping out these tutorials one a day, sometimes twice a day. I've just been blazing through them. I don't think that's going to be possible this time because I'm going to want to run these without filming at least once, probably twice, and I just want to not flounder when I film. I'm already doing tons of floundering on the tutorials anyway, but I really don't want to. I want that to be semi-entertaining as you watch it, rather than just here's the rules. Here's rule number 3, but rule number 4. If rule number 4, then rule number 5. Yeah, that can get pretty old. So I will see you next time. I think we're going to just go ahead in the solitaires. We might just start with the first one in the book, and we'll go from there. And we'll see how many will go until I'm like, oh, because I've also got, where am I? Who organizes this place? I want to know. Okay. Because I also got this in. And I hear good things about this. I'd like to get that to the table, too. I've got I got 2 games that I'm just absolutely fascinated with. This one, very much so. the bayonet and tomahawks very also as well. But I think the iron's hot here, so I think we're just going to keep going with this. And thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.